So many of you may wonder, how can we know what each oil is good for? What can they do? What kind of resume do they have? And I'm going to walk you through some simple things, some resources that we have available. And then also share, how each oil has an emotional component. And today, the oil that I'm going to be kind of walking you through with is cardamom, because I did learn some special things about cardamom, and hopefully it will help some of you. But first of all, if you're brand new to the oils, do not get overwhelmed. It may seem like they can be used for so many different things. I'm going to show you a couple of different resources that are so helpful, and the best way to learn is as you go. When ailments come up, you either have Essential Life app on your phone. So basically you can literally either type the oil and it tells you all different ways to use it, or then you can put the ailment there and it gives you recommendations for oils. But some of my top resource books are, this one is Essential Life. Then the one that I've been giving to my new customers lately has been Advanced Oil Magic. I'm going to walk you through both of these. And then the last one that I'm going to share some information about cardamom is from the Essential Emotions: Process, Release, and Live Free. That has been kind of my life the last 2 weeks. Trying to process my emotions, trying to release them, and learn as I go. So anyway, cardamom, being from Finland, cardamom has always played a huge role just because we use it in our baking. We make bulla, kind of like a cinnamon buns, and it's part of that. Just putting cardamom in the diffuser brings back all those memories from childhood. And a lot of times I actually used to trick my husband that I put cardamom in the diffuser and he thinks that I had baked. And I knew that it has good benefits when it comes to respiratory function, when it comes to tummy stuff. But looking at the Essential Life book first, it says it's invigorating, relaxing, and cleansing. It gives you the main chemical structure, basically. Gives you top properties, so you can look at it gives you oil plants that you can find cardamom in, and then also what you can substitute it with if you don't have cardamom. So then the top uses: respiratory congestion, supports clear breathing, stomach discomfort, constipation, basically any type of tummy issues are related here, loss of appetite, menstrual muscular cramps basically, or discomfort, sore throat. If you got a little bit of elevated temperature, it could be good for that. Mental fatigue, confusion, slow metabolism, bad breath, household odors. So put it in a diffuser if you want to get rid of unpleasant odors. Skin irritations, it's antifungal. And you can put it in cooking. So I've been a lot of times putting this when I make the Finnish korvapuustiorpulla recipe. It's really, really yummy also in your coffee. So putting a drop there or a little toothpick and giving a flavor. My favorite memory from cardamom is actually from being pregnant with my second child. And I was struggling with morning sickness so bad that when I stayed home and my first child had a dirty diaper, I literally could not change the diaper. I tried to do it. I even took him outside and because it was springtime, and I ran to the bathroom to puke. And it was really, really bad. And then I picked up Stephanie Fritches, who is an essential midwife. Wonderful resource if you're looking for education, how to use essential oils during pregnancy, birth, and babies. And I studied her book, and right now that book is something that I have been using the last 3 pregnancies, and it's been so helpful. But in that part that it goes through morning sickness, she shared a tip how cardamom actually blocks the nausea receptors and receptors. So what I did was I put a drop of cardamom or tapped a little bit underneath my nose, went to change my son's diaper, and guess what? I did not smell the unpleasant odor the same way, and I was able to change his diaper without puking. So at that point, like, that was huge success. I also made a little roll-on that had lavender, peppermint, cardamom, and wild orange, and that was a roller that I used heavily with my third and fourth pregnancy during the first couple of months when the morning sickness was kind of rough. But the cool thing is, my last 2 pregnancies, I literally puked only a few times compared to like multiple times with my first 2. So I saw an improvement, and I was able to reach for the natural solutions completely different way. So let's look at the Advanced Oil Magic book. So when I open up cardamom here, it gives me the main properties, the chemical constituents, other uses, and then the top uses, it says digestive discomfort, and in this book it actually tells you exactly: drink a drop of a glass of water, or take it in a capsule, or rub over your stomach. Congestion, rub with carrier oil over your chest or diffuse. Indigestion, put it in a capsule or put a drop in your water. If you got cough or respiratory stuff, you can apply it over your chest. Motion sickness, put a drop under your tongue. And then for respiratory stuff, one way to use it also is on the bottoms of your feet or on your chest. And then it says for cooking, use either a toothpick or then 1 drop, depending on, like how much you want that cardamom there. But this book actually has also emotional component, and it says ethers like terpenes acetate make cardamom a restoring oil. So think about restoring oil. Use it to replace anger with clear, objective thinking. And then this one has diffuser blends and a couple other things here, some recipes. But now I want to go quickly to the essential oil book that talks about the emotions. So this one was the one that I think it was maybe Thursday. Let's just say I was still trying to process some things that had happened the previous week on Wednesday, and change is rough. And when there were so many different situations that took place, I just needed, I guess, time, and I also needed my little iTovi scanner that showed me at this point. I first shared that Calmer had been my first one, and then I had a couple other oils that I had looked up the emotional components, and then I got cardamom this time. And I had actually never read the emotional components of cardamom, and let's just say I'm being vulnerable here to share it, because it was these are not typically, it's easy to say I struggle with anxious feelings, or I struggle with it, worried hard, or like just all these things. But then it has some pretty strong emotions here. So it says cardamom helps individuals to regain objectivity and self-control. It assists individuals who frequently feel frustrated or angry with other people. And angry, bitterness, all those things had been like frustrated, very strong emotions. It says cardamom is especially helpful for times when one's anger goes to their head, causing them to become hot-headed. And my husband had been the one who had to, experience that. In such situations, the individual becomes inebriated with anger, losing control and rational function. Cardamom helps to bring balance, mental clarity, and objectivity during moments of extreme anger and frustration. And then it goes on talking about here, it is helpful for those who hyper-focus on their problems, especially their frustrations. Cardamom assists individuals in breaking down or digesting these intense emotions of frustration, anger by redirecting energy to solar plexus and center of responsibility. In this way, cardamom helps individuals to let go of emotional distortions which cause them to objectify other people and see them as inconveniences. Cardamom demands that individuals stop blaming others. It asks them to take personal ownership and responsibility for their feelings. As they do, they feel more at peace, calm, and in control of themselves. So, the negative emotions here are anger, easily frustrated, objectifying others, blaming, unable to think clearly. And then the positive properties are objective, self-control, respectful, tolerant, patient, and mental sobriety. I think that was all about cardamom. But, I think that sometimes it's not as easy to admit when you're dealing with anger or frustration, and they're pretty strong in negative emotions. And for me to get like a couple oils back to back and really take time, both times I actually shared this, and I didn't even get to the really far, and my husband just started laughing. And I was like, what are you laughing about? And I said, does it feel like it's, talking about the situation? And so like, if you're ever thinking that our, sense of smell, our natural solutions, that our body does not work as a whole, then hopefully this can show you a little bit that, our wellness is all connected. I shared about a week ago how emotional root can cause physical pain. And then when you learn to, you find the feelings, the emotions, instead of just suppressing them, and then you're able to process them, release them, you are going to see how that physical pain tends to go away, not probably in all the situations completely, but a lot of times it can be a big root cause there. So anyway, so these are just few of the things that I utilize. A learner is not my number one strength, so I do like to spend quite a bit of time. I got sometimes multiple books open and I'm going through deeper, but you don't have to do that. If it seems like you just want to know the basics, use the app, take one of the books. Like I mentioned, this is the book right now that I'm giving to all my new customers. So you're going to have an oil resource book immediately, and you will be able to utilize that. And then, if you enjoy the information, you want to dig deeper, there are going to be so many different resources that I can share with you. But it's kind of fun to figure out, how the nature can play a big role in our healing process. And important thing is we need to get to know each other, or like ourselves. And then that way, once we know ourselves and we are able to identify those emotions, then, the healing can happen. Because actually, one thing that I want to share, we were translating some things into Finnish and for our upcoming class, and we talked about anxious feelings, and we talked about what it means to be anxious. And one of the girls said something that really stuck to me. It says that people said that they're anxious when they cannot identify their emotions, or they don't know that specific emotion, that they just know that they're feeling something, but they cannot point it to the certain thing. It becomes anxious. So I think that was very interesting, because something that this book has helped me, I have a little wheel and some other things, and it gives you specific feelings, or then you can look up even your body if certain part is hurting, and then it gives you, okay, if your neck is hurting, then you may be dealing with these specific emotions, and it's interesting to say, okay, this is actually what I'm feeling, and I was not able to just put words to that, emotion. So, but if you got any questions, I'm here to help. I would love to chat more about this topic. It seems like it's something that I will be spending probably a lot more time. But yeah, just if you wonder how you can, figure out the oil resumes, just get an oil research book, get our app, and start looking through each oil. It opens up a completely different new world. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week.